Put the TVs on that one. Ready. Hey, what's up? Hey, it's your boy Tay once again. At the new podcast, Peeped This podcast. You know how we gonna do it? We got interviews and smoke with some free game tonight. All right, and we got two nice young ladies on here tonight. Just gonna talk about their businesses, organizations. If that's correct.
That is.
You know? Okay. So first I'm just gonna start off. Hey, everybody, y'all know me. I'm Dal Tay. You know, we give you a little history on things. We used to have a podcast, Dap It Up podcast with my man Lack and Jim. And they still here. We still doing the Dap It Up thing, but we're gonna do it a little different. It's gonna be the Peep This podcast, and we're gonna dap it up like maybe once or twice a month. The fellas will come on and we're gonna talk about different things and chop it up like we used to. And so that'd be called the Dap It Up segment right there. But for everything else, we're gonna be doing the Peep This podcast, and we're gonna do some interviews and we're gonna do some smoke. I don't know if y'all know what smoke mean. Smoke don't mean smoking. That means you bring like your opinion, my opinion, and we go with it like that. So that's like bring the smoke. So you bring in like some your information and what you want to say about different things, topics in the world and what's going on in the world and stuff. All right. So first of all, I'd like to just let the ladies introduce themselves. And we have on this side, we have
Tanya.
You want to tell your last name?
Okay, my name is
You don't
Tanya.
have to.
Tanya Fleming.
Tanya Fleming. All right. And
Marsha Woodland.
Miss Marshall Woodland. All right. And y'all have to correct me too, because I'm like a freestyle type person to where I just like go with the flow of things and try to just get real comfortable with everything. So basically you can basically tell me, what are y'all, I mean, do you call like it's an organization, or do you call it like I know it's like have something to do with nonprofit? Is it like a nonprofit organization? Or
Yes.
what do you actually call it?
Well, sometimes we refer to it as the agency,
The agency.
the organization, company, nonprofit.
Okay. Yeah. And which y'all mainly what is your company name?
Building Bridges Foundation.
Yeah, okay. Building Bridges Foundation. And what's your company name?
Excellent Investments.
Excellent
So
Investments.
Initiative under Building Bridges.
Okay. And what's that in detail? What did that do? I mean,
Excellent Investments?
Yeah, excellent.
So it's a youth program for tutoring and in-house mentoring for grades K through 5 for now.
Okay. Yeah. So you say it's like mentoring. So you like mentoring from K to 5. Okay.
And tutoring, reading.
Mostly in reading. What about math?
Well, we're gonna get to that.
You'll get to that part.
Yeah.
So you're more on the reading side of things.
Yeah, for now it's reading, because from my understanding, that's the area that kids mostly need to
work on.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
If they can read, and they can do math problems. If you can't read, you can't even do a math problem.
Because you can't read the problem.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that was my problem back in the day. Slow in the reading. So that's helped me, help me back from probably doing the math as, but now I'm kind of good at math and reading and all that. It just took me a little longer. And sometimes I think that, kids, speaking on from my experience, that we may think that they like, falling behind or something. I don't want to say slow and all that stuff. I say like falling behind, or may not seem to be up on things as the other kids are and stuff. And I think that some people move at their own pace, and so I think sometimes and our educators and teachers and stuff sometimes just don't have the time to slow down
Or the skills.
Or the
or
skills.
skills
Yeah.
to slow down. So, it's very helpful to like have like
Tutors.
tutors and organizations like yours that's
Mhm.
actually going to come out there and help out in that sense. And do you like do a lot of after school programs, basically, right?
Well, for this project, we haven't started yet. Past when I was tutoring,
Mhm.
they would get one-on-one tutoring, which is something that teachers can't really do because it's the ratio is like 25-1.
Right,
Um, so that's the benefit of having a tutor.
right.
And also, the benefit of Tanya's program is a lot of behavioral problems,
Mhm.
they disguise literacy issues.
Right.
So rather than be exposed for not being able to read, I'd rather act like a clown or keep stuff going in class.
Yep.
And
Right.
so you could reduce a lot of the IEPs and PDF 14s and all that stuff if
Mhm.
you could get to the exact nature. And a lot of times it's literacy issues.
Right.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, I think a lot of our problems, as well, a lot of problems of young, I'm gonna say black males and stuff, or actually all kids. A lot of kids is like I don't think it's a race thing because I think you know white kids, Asian kids, all has uh, a group of you know people who are learning. They have learning disabilities. We're not the only ones with learning disabilities. That's basically what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So I
true.
think it's all the way across the board, and I think that they actually probably just have more programs like this that y'all bringing forward that they have to help out, and it's not as out in the forefront
Right.
as a lot of the black kids.
Yeah.
So I
That's
think that's
true.
what it is.
Yeah.
So I just don't want them to like say, it's feel like it's just a, you know, black issue
Right. Yeah.
or not
No.
black kids. It's all kids.
Yeah.
And but we as black people probably will have to just step up, like Tanya is stepping up, Marsha is stepping up to the plate and handling that
They
situation
just have a lot more
within our
resources
community.
in other, like Virginia. When I lived in Fairfax, Virginia,
Yes,
my two boys, they have all kinds of programs, resources for the kids
right,
because the community, the parents are so involved.
right.
They make sure every kid has a computer,
Mhm.
that type of stuff. And we don't practice a lot of that in our communities.
And when you say they make sure, who is they make sure?
The
Who is
parents.
the parents?
Are
Most of
very
the time, the
involved.
parents
Yeah.
come
Mhm.
along. And I mean, for me, by you, I mean, when you say that, I look at it like a lot of times in our community, the parents in our community doesn't even have the funds
Right.
and to be able to make sure,
That's true.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And then the ones that do feel like that, you know, they should, the ones that do have it sometimes don't what I want to say is sometimes they feel like they use the method of, well, this is what I hear and this is what I feel right now. Is that sometimes the people who do have feel like the ones who don't have need to pull their stuff together and get it, because they should. Why don't you have it and stuff like that? They look down on them like they should be able to. I went out here and work hard and this and that. Why can't they do it?
Well,
And
I'd
this and
like
that.
to be able to help those people out, if I
Yeah.
may. Well, they have access to opportunities, services, and resources that we don't.
Right.
And that's not an excuse, it's an explanation. Social injustice and inequality, marginalization, oppression, all of those things are barriers.
Right.
So where she may start here, I'm starting back there.
Right.
So that's the reason why you have everything and I'm still trying to get it right.
Okay.
That's the reason.
Yeah, I mean that's what we gotta definitely, and that's good to know and to to bring up and for us to discuss
Yes.
things like that on how we can help the ones that can't help themselves, basically.
Yeah.
And how we can step in and let them know that there's somebody here that's willing to help you
Yes.
go along this process and,
Absolutely.
you know, and raising your kids and putting them in a level, putting them on a level that they need to be at.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
If you need a computer, hey, you may can talk to building bridges.
That's
or an
right.
excellent investment
Absolutely.
to help you get that
Mhm.
computer for your child, you know? And that's real because I believe every child should have a computer now, you know? I mean, they so advanced right now anyway,
Yeah.
because even they'll pick up your phone and at 2 and 3
Mhm.
years old and know how to do
Mhm.
everything, you know? So the kids are very advanced.
Yes,
So
they are.
so they need computers. They
Yeah.
need,
They do.
you know, they need phones, they need tablets or whatever
Yep.
in their hand.
Yep.
Because
Those are times
know,
we live in now.
yeah, definitely the times
Yeah.
we living in, and that's it's like real, you know. This technology is something else. I don't know how y'all feel about technology today.
I feel like it's needed. However, the power of human connection is being lost because everything is computerized now,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like when I'm receiving services via computer,
Mhm.
it's totally different than the human interaction. And so I can still get help, I can still be educated, but it's sort of diminished.
Right.
You know, we do need technology,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but I still need human connection
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. I
You
agree.
feel the same way?
I agree. And the kids, like, as far as homework, I mean, the way we used to have to pull out encyclopedias and
Mhm.
look up information, and now everything is go to the websites and
Right.
find this. And so, I mean, everything is so different now.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's the kids really get a chance to really, like, I'm trying to see how to word it, use their
Critical thinking.
yeah, the critical thinking,
Right.
and to see really how much do they know or how much can they learn,
Right.
because everything is like made so easily accessible with the computer.
Right.
My niece is like
Like
13 now, and she Googles every answer, like all her homework, she's Googling the answer. And I'm like, you can't Google the answer. You need to open your book, read the what chapters the teacher read. She don't read them. She just try to Google, and that's just
Yeah. On that
kids
hand,
do now.
on that hand, that is like not good because like when you're doing research and studying and stuff like that, you need to read
Yeah,
and you
of
need to
course.
really do the work instead of
course.
just letting Google do the work and stuff for you, you know. But
That's why she's not a good reader today
Yeah.
either. At her age, she should be reading much better than she is, but she's not.
And in defense of that, a little bit for me on this, on my from what I've had been through. Like I wasn't that into school when I was in school. You know, I was like, I couldn't wait to get out of there and everything. So I barely passed all the way through school, I believe. And it's not that I probably, well, I thought I was just couldn't learn. You know, I was like, I ain't gonna learn this. I'm gonna go work. I'm gonna find me a job. I'm gonna do this and that. But it wasn't until like I guess about 10 years ago, when this technology really started hitting, I started learning more and more. This phone, computers taught me so much and put me on another level. So without this technology, I wouldn't even be here today, as in doing what I'm doing and even have the I don't know to say even the courage to actually be up here in front of this mic and putting on my own show and doing this and doing that. I wouldn't even have this. You know, I wouldn't be able to do it. You know, but with this, because I always feel like I needed somebody help to do this and do that and do
Right.
that. But now I have this phone, I have a computer. It's like I don't need nobody help. I can basically do things myself, you know, and make stuff happen, you know, because it's inside me to make things happen. It's just that I needed that assistant, and technology really assists me today in fulfilling my dreams, you know.
Yep.
So I just think technology is a great thing,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and it definitely help you out with your, you know, educational wise. It helps you out because I do more research now than I ever did. I ain't never do no research. I just didn't think about all this reading and stuff. I read way more now than I read coming through school and stuff.
There are definitely pros
Mhm.
to technology.
Mhm. Oh,
You
Right.
know, for
Oh,
the
yeah.
person who cannot read,
Right.
it will help me to be able to participate without feeling inferior
Right.
or being exposed. You
Right.
know, I can just take my phone and talk to Siri or Google.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there
Yeah.
are some pros to technology. However, our children in particular, they need to be capable of coming up with answers in and of themselves
Right.
and not become reliant on a phone. What happens if you lose the phone?
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you say, it's pros and cons
So
to it.
had you read those 3 chapters
Mhm.
and
right.
retained the information,
Right.
then you would be able to have the answers without
Exactly.
depending on the phone.
That's right.
Right.
Reading is a fundamental like that is
It's essential.
Oh yeah, I mean
so
you have
it's-
to you have to know how to read now.
Yeah,
Because
that's
you,
so
even when
important.
you on this phone, you gotta know how to read, you know, and
Yeah,
now you have to
yeah.
learn how to read what they call it when they be typing and not even typing the whole words and stuff like that. And,
Autofill.
yeah, well, no, when they be typing and you know, people type, but they'll text you something and it's not spelled all out, you know.
Oh, yes.
Whatever that is.
Oh,
Ebonics.
But
They
you,
use
but they know
acronyms.
how
Right.
to read. You know that you gotta know how to read that
Read,
because they
right.
would send all that stuff to you like, and you gotta figure out these words.
They
you
say
know?
you're like you are. They just spell it you
Yeah,
are.
you gotta figure
Yeah.
out that it ain't no real. You know, it's like you gotta learn all over again. You know, it's like we learning all over again how to read and everything. So it's like, hey, this world is really changing with this technology.
It is.
You know,
It is. And
and
a lot of people are gonna fall back
Mhm.
if they don't, use the essential tools they need
Right,
as opposed to the technology.
right.
Yeah.
So if I was like, okay, and when it comes to tutoring and reading and stuff, you like real good at the reading and stuff. So I'm saying like when it comes to that, how would you start with a young person and teaching them the skills of reading?
I mean,
What would be some of your techniques or something that you would start with?
so we would use like I'll be working with the schools with the teachers. So
Right.
we would use a lot of the sounds,
Mhm.
with the letters and items, animals, or whatever, so they can sound out letters
Right,
in order to pronounce a word.
right,
Yeah, so it wouldn't just go like straight to open the book, let's read.
right.
We would have steps to get to, so
Okay.
they can see how you can't just know how to open a book and read. You have to learn how to pronounce. So
Yeah.
we have steps we would go through to get to the reading part.
Right.
As well as she will base her work with the students who are older
Mhm.
on assessment scores
Mhm.
so that she would know how to group,
Mhm.
put these two in this group,
Right.
like that, so that they would be able to receive individualized
Right.
Right.
services from her because everybody's not going to be on the same
Saying
level.
that, yeah.
Some
Yeah.
students are going to come with IEPs,
Mhm.
individual education plans.
Mhm.
So based on assessments, that's why her partnership with the Prince George's County Public Schools is so important.
Mhm.
So she'll know who she's serving before they actually
Right.
come to her.
Right.
Yeah.
And I that what you use that acronym that you use, what do you call it? The
IEP.
IEP. You
Mhm.
know, oh, that's good. Okay, so that's that. See, we learning tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning. I'm learning a lot. Already. So some kids come with what they need help at, and with it, where to start with them and stuff, and where they like, where they falling back at and stuff like that. And so you just pick up from there and go from there and stuff. So you have a game plan already in
And
place
to
for 'em.
ensure that Tanya's extraordinary work, because
Mhm.
she's amazing with children,
Right.
Yeah.
to ensure that that work is not impeded.
Mhm.
Building bridges
Mhm.
will work with the parents
Mhm.
because it's nothing worse than to give children your all in your work throughout the day and they go home to screwed up parents
Mhm.
or parents who are overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So your organization, Building Bridges, basically focus on like the parents and stuff.
Well, Building Bridges focuses on domestic violence and community violence.
Okay.
However, our theme and the overarching reason for the organization is to empower women,
Right.
period. And so, whether that's a violent relationship, whether that's parenting issues, employment and education issues, we want to empower women.
Right.
And we know that children suffer. When mom is not okay,
Mhm.
the children suffer. And that's why Building Bridges supports excellent investment initiatives so much.
Right.
Because if I'm battered and abused, or I'm juggling addiction and
Right.
working, I can't give my child the attention that he or she needs.
Right.
Right.
And so having someone like her, it's a compliment,
Right.
to the person's journey who's trying to get their lives together.
So actually, it goes like hand in hand right
Right.
there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
with you helping the parents and everything and stuff like that, that's very good. As in, because there's a lot of parents out here that's struggling, like you say, with you know, abuse in the home and stuff like that, and a whole lot, addiction and whatever going on where they don't actually focus on their kids and stuff like that. And not that they don't love their kids, it's just they
Thank you.
struggling
Thank you.
with things,
Yes.
So it's like they need that, and that's what we got to really start focusing on that, what y'all doing basically, and that just really focus and really open our mind and our hearts to situations. We can't just we looking in someone else's situation from the outside and not knowing exactly
Yeah.
the struggles they have and what they're going through out here in this world, because this world is actually real hard, difficult to maneuver through, and if you're not, a strong-minded person, it's so easy for you to fall off and go a whole different direction and everything. So, I'm just gonna go back a little bit from when you say about empowering women, because we definitely gotta empower our women, but I really feel, I hope it don't go off the segment a little bit, but I really feel that our women are super empowered already. A lot of our women are empowered. And when you say empowered, our women, it's like our women are really running things. Black women is running things a lot. And sometimes I don't think this is my opinion, but sometimes I think Black women don't really realize how much, power they have and how much that they are, what they are running and how much, the control they have on the movement of our society of things, and I think a lot of our Black women don't realize how much they can make move, and make happen and stuff, especially when they come together and do things and make things happen. Like y'all two women coming together and making things happen for the youth and for adults that's not doing so good in life right now. So, just by saying that, I just wanted to make that point that, that our Black women are definitely doing some major things.
Oh yeah, we
this
definitely
world.
are aware of that. And that's why we want to reach the younger people, the younger generation,
Right,
so they can have the same opportunities
right,
that they may not have had if there weren't programs in place
right.
for them. As Building Bridges or excellent investment.
And to piggyback on what the two of you said, you're absolutely right. This is an amazing era for Black women. It really is. But here's what Building Bridges knows. There are CEOs, doctors, lawyers, police officers, you name it, who are being impacted by intimate partner violence.
Right.
There are people in high positions of all races who are still struggling with incest and rape from childhood,
Yeah.
And so when I say empower, I'm talking about those things that you can't see with the naked eye.
Okay.
Yeah. Those things that are barriers to you having a successful marriage. a successful relationship,
Right.
parenting your children,
Yeah.
keeping a job, being of maximum service
Right.
to your community,
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I definitely understand now what you're saying. And I would probably, when you said the power, I did go a whole different direction from what you was explaining. You know what I'm saying? So I did go a whole different direction by you, and I'm glad you did pull me back and gave me that. Because I'm learning right now too as we speak, and I feel, so I'm glad you brought me back to that, and so the people would know. And the people, some of the people probably already knew, and they was like, "Oh, he went a whole different direction." You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad you did bring me back there, because that is so true in what you're saying and stuff. Because we can't see, what you're trying to do. You want to empower the women that's hidden, and they hiding they abuse, and they hiding this. You're
Right.
trying to give them power and let them know that you can come out and say this, and you can get past
get
that.
free.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So okay,
And-
I definitely understand that.
And Dante, the reason why doing so is so important to me,
Mhm.
I've never said this publicly.
Right.
Tanya
Mhm.
is the woman who empowered me
Right. Okay.
25 years ago,
Right.
because I was that woman
Okay.
who was so grief stricken,
Mhm.
and I was in prison. I was trapped
Mhm.
behind my trauma.
Right.
And every step of the way, she was like, "It's okay, you can do it. Let me show you." She never judged me. So when I say she's amazing, I mean it.
Right.
Right. And I want you, Tanya, to add to your expertise advocacy,
Mhm.
because you do advocate
Mhm.
for the underdog. Always.
Yeah.
Always.
That's great.
I am who I am.
Right.
I was scared of a computer, scared to death. I was
Right.
scared to do everything when I met her.
Right.
And so that's why me doing what I'm doing is so important, because I want to help another woman to
Right.
get free and experience self-actualization.
Mhm.
Because like Tanya has created a monster. Like, I can do anything. At this point.
I mean, that's good.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's good to create a monster, and I see that Tanya is like, I think that Tanya is like more laid back for right now.
That's me.
But for her to empower you, she gives you some good words and everything, and some good encouragement, and she knows, and I believe that you know how to help a woman and a person, that in need, and know how to respond to them and talk to them and build them. Some people don't know how to help their sister. You know
They
what I'm
don't.
saying?
Yeah.
They be
God,
like,
we-
"Oh,
yeah,
girl,
we
you can
know.
do this. You can, girl,
Mhm.
whatever. You just worried about
Mhm.
this." But sometimes it just takes the right words
Right.
and everything, and you have the words to give to a struggling female or anybody.
Well, we both have that. I mean, because she definitely has the gift.
Right.
I mean, she may
Yeah,
have saw
because
something
you-
in me, but she
Yeah.
has. It was so much I saw in Marcia that
Right.
was just
And you knew she had
powerhouse.
this
Powerhouse.
Right
Yeah,
here.
but I didn't know.
Yeah,
She knew.
yeah.
You knew
Right.
it.
I
but
knew.
I didn't
You
know.
Yeah.
saw it.
I saw it very
Sometimes-
clear.
Yeah.
Very clear.
And sometimes it takes somebody else to see something in you
Yeah.
and everything
Mhm.
before you can
Yep.
realize
Yep. That is true.
what's what and what you're capable of.
Mhm. That's true.
So that's
Which is
real
why I
good.
love the children, because they have so many gifts and talents that nobody may be helping them tap into,
Right.
and being patient, because it takes patience.
At the young
And,
age.
yeah, at a young age. I didn't have it as a kid.
Right.
Nobody's ever set me down and say, well, what do you want to do? If you could do anything today, what would you do? Who would you be?
Right.
And then we just go from there. Like, let the kid lead. Hear where they coming from.
Right.
And then we just move from that.
Okay.
And so I didn't have nothing close to that. No, nothing. I
Right.
wish I did, but so it's a lot can come from mentoring kids, tutoring, well, mentoring more so, because you get to learn who they are, by showing interest in parts of them that nobody shows interest in.
Right. Okay. What would I do if, like, if I say like, okay, somebody threw me off with a text and they threw me completely off. But I was just thinking about something. I'm so sorry for that. But what would I like? Okay, if I have like my son is 15 and I ask him every day, I mean, what do you want to do in life? What's on your mind? What's your direction? Which it's time to get focused on what do you want to do, what direction you want to go in. And I ask him because I want to help him pursue what he wants to do in life. You know what I'm saying? So if you're interested in computers or gaming or
Right.
whatever, I want to give you what you need
Right.
to pursue that
Right.
in life, But he like, I don't know. Yeah. So, but he in high school. So when you get to high school, the game changed to me. It really changed to me because it's like now we got to get focused, And
And it's hard for kids to talk to their parents.
Yeah. So maybe it's not, expressing
Some
it to me,
kids.
but I kind of try to get that out of them like every day almost, And I don't want to beat them up with it. We do other things, and stuff like
Right.
that. But I'll be really wanting to figure out
Right.
which direction you want to go in because I want to assist him in his, in his future.
Right.
So when it comes to kids that just don't know, or maybe they just don't have the person to talk to about what they want to do.
Or he may need more time.
Right.
And it's so important when dealing with children that we not have a cookie cutter approach. He will know when he know. I remember raising my 4 kids. Some of them knew what they wanted to do, others didn't. And the ones who didn't, I just supported them and kept trying to expose them to this, and this. And then one day, oh, I know what I want to do.
Right.
So I just kept exposing them, exposing them. He's going to know when he knows. Having your love and support and just you being interested is worth everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very true.
Yeah. So basically, this be interested in what they doing
And
and
present.
how, and present and about
And
what they
patient.
doing. And so eventually, like he'll decide exactly what he want to do.
Yeah.
Even though I'll be like, oh, you got 4 years, man, you ready to you ready to be out of high school in no time. Them years gonna go past quick. You got to get it together. I just don't beat him over the head with that, right?
So does he want to go to college?
Yeah, he talk about college sometime. He say he
Does he have a major? Does he talk about?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what
He
he
don't
gonna
never
do.
say anything he's interested in majoring in.
Other than gaming, you know what gaming is. He want to develop some games.
Oh, okay.
Video
Oh,
games and stuff.
entrepreneurship.
Yeah,
well,
that's
develop,
entrepreneur. Yeah.
some games
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Entrepreneurship.
Oh yeah, I know a guy that does that, and that's good. That's really good. Yeah.
Absolutely.
See, that's a lot of young people's interest today is entrepreneur.
Creativity,
Right.
innovation.
Yep.
He doesn't want to be in the box.
Right.
Right.
He doesn't want to
And
punch
that's on
the
the top
clock
of my
9 to
list.
5.
Entrepreneurship. Yeah.
That's
That's
Yep.
amazing.
so just things that you teach the kids and stuff like that. You help them with their skills, like the reading skills, and math skills, and stuff like that. At the same time, you helping them, you mentoring them in other ways, and if they have any issues and stuff like that, problems, you have different counselors and stuff like that to actually be able to like talk to them and you take them out places. Don't y'all have like programs where you take them?
We'll
y'all
do
gonna
field trips.
Yeah.
do field
Yep.
trips and stuff
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
Okay. And what area is you located in?
Greenbelt,
You located in
PG
Greenbelt.
County and Greenbelt for now. Yeah.
Okay.
So we have access to the government vans, and
Okay.
so we can go on trips. Like that's a part of the curriculum.
Right.
Yeah.
So most of the PG County schools and stuff that you like, you work
For
with
now.
a lot of PG County schools, right?
For now.
Okay. And what's the age range?
Well, I say K through 5
Okay.
because that's the elementary school.
Okay.
And I wasn't going to include K, but I was speaking with the principal, and he's saying a high percentage of those kids, when they come to kindergarten, they can't write their name. They can't.
Right.
I mean, it's yeah.
Yeah, You should know how to write your name before you get to kindergarten.
I would think so if somebody's working with you. My little boy was reading at 4 years old.
Okay, that's good. You know, they should. I mean, I think that they should too. But I was
But somebody
I'm
has
just
to be
trying to
having
think
interest.
way back from when I was in school.
Mhm.
Did I know when I went to kindergarten? Did I know how to write my name, or did I learn how to write it when I got to kindergarten?
Your address. I mean, like
I think I started learning that when I got to
phone
school.
number.
But this is a new day. This is a new time, so you will want them to know that before they get to school.
Mhm.
And I hope my
Yeah.
mom don't knock me out for saying I didn't know that until I got to school.
He
'cause,
was like, he lying.
you know,
he
I taught
lying.
him this and I taught him that. So
He on there lying.
I think I learned that in school, but hey, you know, that's me. You know what I'm saying? I think I failed kindergarten, so you know, it's all good. But we good and everything. Can you tell us? Y'all do have like a program coming up or something, a big event coming up?
Yep. Oh, she
We
can
do.
talk about
We have an All Girls Matter symposium, and it's July the 9th. And it's going to be in Fort Washington,
Yeah. You had a flyer. Can you post it?
Fort Washington, Maryland.
Yeah.
And it's for women and girls. It's a mixture of fun,
I think I sent
education,
him the flyer.
empowerment, entertainment,
Mhm.
celebration. You know, it's going to be sisters honoring sisters.
Mhm.
Okay.
Iron sharpening iron.
Mhm.
And it's the first annual All Girl Matter Symposium. Then we have the Healing the Little Girl Within conference, and this is going to be the 8th annual conference in October.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah. So it's gonna be really exciting.
And
I sent you the flyer.
yeah, I just sent it to him.
Okay,
That's why
okay.
I was like, slow down for a second.
Okay.
But we are on the Peep This podcast, #1 show. You know what I'm saying? We just our first show. And you know, I have
It's over?
no, it's not over. I'm
Oh.
just doing a little middle break. Not a middle, just a middle announcement to the thing.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
You know, family, you
Mhm.
want to Peep This podcast. You know, we have interviews and smoke, and we have Miss Tanya and Miss Marshall on the show with us.
Marsha.
Marsha. Like,
Marsha.
oh, wait, Marsha. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My English teacher right here. She gonna help me out a lot. Keep me on point. Yeah, you know, my co-host Black, he usually try to keep me on point because I don't talk correctly all the time a lot. You know, I jack up a whole lot of words now, so you know, I'm trying to get, you know, I'm getting better and better.
I thought you said Marshall.
No,
That's why I said Marsha.
Marsha.
It was probably the accent.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's probably my accent, you know, from my down south accent or something, you know.
And Dalte, I left out a very important component of building bridges,
Yeah, go ahead.
and it's the He for She campaign.
Say that one more time.
He for She
Okay.
campaign. And it's a campaign geared towards integrating male involvement in the fight against domestic violence. Women have been on the front line for years. It's not going to be effective until you all, men, join us to eradicate, to stop the violence against women and girls. And so it's called Building Bridges, He for She campaign.
Okay, that's definitely great because I was gonna say that, and I was gonna get to that point it's not just women out here being battered, you know, it's women battering men too.
Absolutely.
And with emotionally and
Physically
and everything. Because this, you know, so, and I think that is so true what you're saying that, you know, more men definitely have to get involved in this situation, you know, and stuff. So you're supposed to learn that at a young age, but I think, you know, you develop, you know, some men develop this because I'm pretty sure a lot of men learn at a young age that you're not supposed to hit women or girls, you know. By me having 7 sisters and stuff, I was taught that when I was young. You know, you might not hit your sisters or whatever. You know, so I just knew better. You
Mhm.
know, so as I got older, you know, and I probably just go to tell a little story. I mean, I was involved with a young lady at a young age that was used to getting hit on. So she wanted me to hit on her. She just thought I was, she used to call me like a sucker, a punk, because I wouldn't hit her and stuff. So when you run it, like some men run into little stuff like that.
That's
And it was,
unfortunate.
It is.
yeah.
It is.
And that was like, she was, but that was
But that's
her
your
being
love.
battered
Yeah.
and everything. So I had
Yeah.
to really basically help her understand that that's just not how it's supposed to be.
Right.
And stuff. So,
Right.
you know, it's just something that you know, that's going on out here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It is.
Oh yeah.
And
Mm,
you know, so we have to really,
mm.
you know, have conversations about that type of stuff and wake people up and actually educate them on the problem, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know,
We do.
Yeah.
and,
We do. Yeah.
because it's a lot. You know, that's probably what's holding us back as a people. You know, because we don't have these conversations, and partly, you know, the reason why I wanted to do the podcast and stuff, is to get down to these issues like this. And actually, I didn't want, you know, mostly my podcasts and stuff was going to be geared to, I try to have these like men come on
Mhm.
and let's talk men talk, you know, because women have a lot of shows that they go on and that and they talk and they tell how they feel about certain issues and stuff like that. And I just wanted to bring men together and let's have them same, you know, talks around the table and let's get real deep into different things, you know, topics and conversations and everything that, you know, so we can have them conversations so the women can actually tune in and listen to us and see what we're thinking and how we think and what, what
And
we
how
feel.
you're being impacted.
Yeah, how we
Mhm.
being impacted
Yeah.
on different things and stuff. So, you know, because men feel like, oh, it's not, you know, good to cry. You know, they feel like they this and this and that and stuff like that. And sometimes it's hard to even get some men to talk about some things, you know.
The socially constructed gender
Yes.
expectations.
Right.
How about
Yes.
you all just be human?
Yeah.
Right.
How about that?
How about
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, if we
Social
can become
construct.
if we could become human again
Yes.
to where it's okay for you to cry.
It
It's
is.
okay
Yeah, I
for
know.
you to be this or to be that. You know, you don't have to be this certain way all the time, you know.
But that's the
They-
social construct. It's so deeply embedded in people
Mhm.
to the point where they don't even realize that's not the only way to be. There is another way. You choose how you want to be. You choose what you want to wear, but you don't let society dictate that.
But like we were saying, our women, well, for me, I feel that our women have a lot of power and control of that because we have to, you know, I guess y'all working with the women on that. But when you working with the women and you getting them to start feeling a certain way and understanding that to where it's okay if your man cry. It's okay if your man be sensitive.
I do
on this
that
and
work.
that and that and stuff. So and you start educating the women as they get older, you know, as they grow up and do their thing and stuff, and then it'd be more accepting. Men have started more accepting it. Don't be looking at your little son or your little punk. Don't be crying and this and this and that. You know, give him
Oh, I've seen that so many times.
yeah. So give him, you know, the love, and care, and let him know that it's okay. But we still gonna raise you as a man, raise you up as a man.
Punching them in
to
his
be a strong-
chest and
yeah.
trying to
like
make
he has to
toughen
be
up,
so
toughen-
tough
Like
and all
what
that.
the hell?
You know, so
Wow.
we
If
just gotta
he scrape
educate.
his knee, he can't cry.
Right.
But his
Right.
sister, can cry.
Yeah, she can
Right.
cry. Yeah.
Both of them are bleeding.
Yep.
Both of them have scraped their knees.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
nonsense
It's
to me.
it
Yeah,
is.
that's a abuse.
It
you know?
is. It
No,
is.
And that'll stick with a little boy.
And they wonder why
forever.
men grow up with so much bottled up inside.
Right.
That's what they're taught.
Right. But we don't want to be punks either. You know, we don't want to be like.
You don't have to
Well,
be.
you
a
be-
punk.
I'm just
Right.
saying we want to be.
You
we want
choose
to
to
raise
be
them,
who you are.
Yeah, we want to
that's
raise
your
them
choice.
correctly, but we want to let them know it's okay for
Right.
this and okay
Yeah.
for that. But we want to build you up as a man and to be able to protect our women, because I think that's a lot of our problem in the Black community is that. I mean, I'm just gonna pull.
So what
out
you mean when
today.
you say we don't want to be punks? What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, I mean by I just was saying like we want to be strong for our women, basically. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to get softened up in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be. I don't want our men to be so soft that we like we run around here and we need y'all to protect us. Basically, I want to stay strong and be able to protect our women. And where I'm going to get to is that where I'm gonna get to with this is that I feel that as a Black man, I feel that I think that this is my opinion, but I think that our Black women are basically, I feel that we let our Black women down, us as Black men. You know, and I'm the only Black man up here right now, and we do have our engineer here, but I feel that we kind of let our Black women down. And I was going to have this discussion amongst the men, you know, but I'm gonna bring it up now because that's what I feel. And I just want to know, I'm just gonna ask the question to y'all two ladies. Do y'all feel that Black men have let y'all down? I mean, you can be honest and candid on here.
Well, what I'll say is that the issue goes beyond men letting women down. I believe that the erosion of the Black man started when our family was broken up. So you have been let down as a little boy, and you're now being expected to be everything to me. It's not fair.
When you say our families has been broken up, what do you mean?
A lot of our fathers, they're in jail. A lot of them are dead. A lot of them are strung out on drugs during the crack epidemic and heroin. And so, as a mom, I know for sure that I could never, ever, ever teach my son how to be a man. I can't do it. No matter how amazing I am, how educated or successful, I cannot. And so, my son, to a certain extent, is going to be taught how to be a man by somebody else.
Let me interact with you on that a little bit. This is just my thoughts and my feelings, and you know, it's just me. But
Okay.
for me, that's part of our problem. This is my thoughts, so I don't want nobody thinking that this is how all men think or anything like that. But for me, what I feel that you say you cannot teach your son how to be a man. Can nobody, even a man, can't teach a young boy how to be a man, because that's a natural thing that it's automatic. When you born as a boy, a man, you born in this world. I feel that just automatically you're gonna be a man, and it's just it. It's like you can't teach that. It's gonna be that. Now you can give them some skills in life, some life skills, but you can't teach them how to be a man. Nobody can teach a man how to be a man. It's just a natural thing. You're gonna be a man regardless. Are you gonna be a good man or you're gonna be a terrible man? That's what you got to teach them, how to be a good man, but you can't teach them how to be a man.
Well, I'm speaking in that context.
Okay.
I'm not talking about his sex.
No, I know that's
I'm
sex.
not talking about his sex, like his maleness.
No, I'm not
That's
talking
what
about
I'm
the
talking
sex
about.
either.
I'm talking about character.
Right.
I'm talking about values, virtue, direction,
Right.
rightly relating to others, respect, those things.
Okay, that's not teaching him to be a man. That's teaching him respect, values, and this and that. But when we say how to be a man, I think we just gotta redo that.
Well, I'm talking about from a gender-based place, because the way that I interact with my daughter is from what I know as a female and a woman.
Right.
And so it's nice when a son has someone who knows how to rightly relate to him because they are also a male. So I know how to rightly relate to my daughters. I really don't know how to rightly relate to my son. Do you know how uncomfortable it is to be a single mom and your son begins to have erections? You don't want to have that conversation with your son.
Right. Right.
You know, you don't want to walk in the room. I mean, you just don't. You know?
No,
Just
no, it's
saying.
true.
Natural. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a natural thing and stuff. I definitely understand that, you know.
But
And
us
don't
single
know, and
moms
don't know,
had
you
to
know,
do it.
we had
We
to
had
do
to
it.
figure out a way to make
So
ourselves
what do you
comfortable.
think? You don't think that's uncomfortable for the man to even go in there and his son got the first erection? I mean,
Not as much as it is for the woman.
I mean,
I
it's
don't
the
know.
same,
No.
ain't it?
But I don't think it's probably not as hard for the
It's
child with
embarrassing
his
to the
dad than with his mom.
mother. Yes.
I think it's more embarrassing for his dad because his dad,
They have
his son,
everything the
my son,
same.
I think would be. I know we had the same thing, but
Right,
it's a
so they can
whole
relate.
different ball game when you're dealing with that stuff. It's different, and so I probably would say, "Hey, son, what's up with that?" But well, my son actually probably can. He talked to his mom more about that stuff than me, but. And I don't even want to have a conversation with him about it sometimes, you know. I'm like, hey, I might say my wife probably would say that I would say the wrong thing because I'm like, yeah, that thing's supposed to get hard, boy. We can't wait to you know, you're gonna use that junk real soon. I'm gonna say something stupid, you know? And so it's probably better for him to have that conversation with his mom than with me because I might say something and she's like, don't say nothing else to him, you know, because I say off the wall stuff probably.
In general, though, and this is the master of social work speaking right now. In general, boys are embarrassed and they almost feel like they're doing something wrong if they have to be confronted or engage with their mother about that. They don't typically say, yeah, ma, and that's not what typically
No, I mean, that's yeah. I mean, that's
same way if dad walked in the room and the little girl was fondling herself. She's going to be completely embarrassed and humiliated and think daddy don't love her. I'm a bad girl.
Yeah, I would use that more as I face. Say if your daughter, when she first have her period or something, that's uncomfortable for a man and wouldn't know how to handle that situation. Where her mom would definitely be able to handle that situation.
Yeah.
You know, so a dad wouldn't be able to. But when it comes to that erection stuff, I don't even know how to handle that with my son. You know, if he in there doing his thing, handling his business, I'm like, yeah, boy, you finally figured out how that thing works.
Which
know?
doctors say is healthy. Like I remember the doctors used to tell me that it was okay for my boys to, you know,
Keep
for lack of a
messing
better
with
way,
it.
play with themselves. And
Yeah.
and I was like,
that was
okay.
healthy. I mean, an old guy told me that before. I mean, he wasn't no family member, none. He was like, you know, he like, yeah, it's a muscle. You got to exercise it. You know, I was like, what? And I scratched my head. Like, but, you know, I was like, oh, you know, it's a muscle. You got to exercise it. So, you know, just exercising it. You know, that's just it. You know, but I can see where that's uncomfortable for a female to be able to have to deal with, you know, with their sons. But some females is comfortable with that, and maybe some are not. And actually, we have to probably just work on that on both ways, you know, because nowadays you have single parents, you have single male parents, you have single female parents and stuff out here just raising kids. And I think we just have to learn the techniques all together to deal with that type of situations, you know, when we come about them situations. You know, we just got to do that, you know. So that's definitely a good thing right there, you know, because hey, I experienced a lot of that stuff, you know, to where the learning part of raising kids, you know, and going through stuff like that. And I know it's hard for a single woman on a lot of stuff. But I think that we just can't beat our men up, and men cannot beat the female up on them issues. I think we just need to come together as adults and work on it together, you know, because it's always going to be single parents out here
Yeah.
because all relationships just don't work.
That's true.
You know, so sometimes it's better for the man to be out of the household. Sometimes it's better for the female to be out of the household.
Very true.
And so it's like, hey, you know, I'm gonna take from like what like Dick Gregory said before. I mean, a lot of these crazy people that go around killing people and all that, they had two parents in the household. So just because you have one parent in the
Oh, yeah.
household, that don't mean you're gonna be great or you're
Right.
gonna turn out great.
No,
You know,
it doesn't.
so we can't beat ourselves up just because we are single parents either. You know, and we can't look down on a single parent in this world. You know, in our community, that's what we have to do. When I say our community, I'm talking about the Black community because we need, you know, we talk about us and we need help, and we need to help each other in this community. You know,
Mhm.
and we're live on the Peep This podcast, and I'm gonna get that down packed, and it's gonna roll off my tongue real soon because this is my
Podcast.
new
Peep This
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah, it's a Peep This thing. You know what I'm saying? That's Peep This. I just like people to come check us out and, you know, peek in on us here and there and check out what we talking about. You know, we got interviews and smoke. You know what I'm saying? If you got some smoke, you got some smoke you want to bring to somebody. Hey, you might have some smoke with Tanya, and she might have some smoke with you.
I do. I love you,
I
Tanya.
know,
Yeah,
I
see,
love you
that's
too.
That's that good smoke right there.
Hey.
That's that good smoke right there. You know what I'm saying? So that, I mean, I just think y'all doing some great things, and you know, and I just want to know a little bit more. I want to know more about the.
So I should mention the open house
Did
date.
you put the flyer up?
Okay, I'm gonna mention the open house date too. Did I give
Yeah.
you that? Well, that was what I sent you.
Yeah, you sent me it.
So that date is April 23rd.
Okay, so excellent. Investments
Oh,
is
it's up
having an
there.
open house and everything. Yeah, he put it up.
Oh no, it's not
That's
up
the
there.
other
That's the
one.
other place.
I'm gonna send the other one too. I just didn't send that one, but they see that one. That's for the
That's the All Girls Matter Symposium. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah. So
and that's actually what date is that? When is that?
July 9th.
July 9th. Okay, and what actually would they be doing there? I mean, what actually would be going on there that day?
Go ahead. You
Okay, so the day we're gonna have great food. We're gonna have psalmists. We're gonna dance. We're gonna talk.
great speakers.
We're gonna have some activities, and we have some great speakers,
So is this for it's for teen girls and it's for young ladies, right?
women and girls.
Women and girls.
Yes.
So if you have young daughters or anything out there, I know some of y'all have young daughters and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and y'all women out there that definitely check it out. It's on
Yes.
April the 9th.
July.
July 9th.
July 9th.
July
July 9th. You know, so if y'all definitely, you know, get with Building Bridges or Excellent Investment.
Information is
So,
on the
you know,
flyer. Contact
definitely the information is up right now. So definitely, yeah, it's up there. Well, it was up there. It's, you know, and it'll pop back up, and we'll
Okay.
definitely run it over and over
Okay.
again throughout the, you know, as we promoting the show and everything. We'll definitely
Yeah.
keep running it up until that date. And
Yeah,
everything.
I mean,
I'm gonna-
whoever have young girls, teenagers out there, or just women
right.
need to really consider coming out and joining us because it's going to be
Because we're gonna have the good food,
awesome.
you know.
Awesome.
Yeah, that'd be
A day
great.
to remember.
And the goal of the organization and the event is to ensure that no matter what walk of life you come from,
Right.
like you said,
Mhm.
we cannot look down on other people.
Right.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
Yeah.
if you're not reaching down to help her up,
Yes.
leave her alone.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, whether you have 5 baby daddies or you have one,
Mhm.
you know, whether you are abstinent or you dropping it like it's hot.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You know, whether you work in Popeyes or at the
Right.
White House, you matter.
Right.
And until we get to that,
Mhm.
everybody matters.
Everybody matters.
And everybody's voice should
Right.
matter.
Right.
And so that's
so
what we're
true.
trying to promote. We're actually going to take this on the road,
Yeah.
Tanya and I.
Yeah.
So we're going to Baltimore next.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's good what you're saying. I mean, I really love what you're saying about, you know, and I feel that you definitely starting out. When you starting, not starting out, but when you starting that with the young ladies and, you know, with the teens and the women and girls, thing and stuff. You starting there and you're building them, and it's gonna flow on. And that's like I feel like that we need, you know, organization. I was talking to this mentoring group, this male mentoring group and stuff, and I wanted them to come on and talk. But we need males to work on this end, females to work on this end, and then we need to come together. But we gotta work. Y'all got to do y'all work. We got to do our work so we can come together, you know, and build something.
And while we're doing the work, she's working with the children.
Yeah.
So that's a holistic approach,
Right.
you know, and to everyone that's listening, excellent investment. We're going to need men to step up to the place. We're going to need you
Yeah.
to help her, to help our children.
Yeah.
Right.
And can I give an example real quick? Why we need men? Well, we need men. There's no real
Period.
why.
Yeah, definitely do
But
that.
years ago, when I was a part of the Maryland Mentoring Partnership, which is one of the largest partnerships organizations in the country, and I had two mentees, but we had this big conference, and they asked all the mentors to stand, and it was 90% females. They asked all the mentees to stand. It was 70% males, 30% female. So in other words, the men weren't coming, forward. We had to mentor the boys too, because men wouldn't step up, which was just unfortunate. And I knew some guys that I thought would be great mentors from where they came from and what they're doing today, but their response was unbelievable. Like unbelievable. In other words, I ain't got time for that shit. Like I got mine, get their parents to do it, or like the response was just like, "Are you kidding me?"
That is so unfortunate.
Like you said that, dude. Like you come from the nothing, and I know you've arrived, but how could you look at mentoring that way when you were that kid that needed somebody? So I don't know. It was like a couple of the men I spoke with, they just weren't interested. And I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
something.
I just thought I'd share that.
Yeah, I'm getting this crazy stuff on my phone. I need to put it down because I was trying to text something, and this is real. I mean, it's somebody I'm getting something that's really disturbing me. And
Yeah,
I'm
because
like,
you getting distracted.
yeah, I'm something is really disturbing me. It's like something going on with my best friend, and then it's like, and it's really, and that's like they giving me halfway stuff, and they not giving me the whole thing. Yeah, I definitely got to breathe right now.
Yeah. Inhale, exhale.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm really sorry about that because it's like,
See, that's the con
Uh-huh.
of technology.
Yep.
That's the con right
Yeah.
there.
yeah, yeah. But we live right here on the Peep This podcast.
This podcast.
We got excellent investment, and we got building bridges here.
In the
to
house.
extraordinary women that's doing great things in our community. So and just talk about something else real quick to try to lighten up the little situation that I'm going through. But what do y'all think about the Will Smith Chris Rock incident? If y'all been keeping up with it, or have y'all been just so into y'all work that you?
I thought it was bogus personally. I don't think it's genuine. I just thought it was.
That was my initial thought. This is
I mean,
feel
that's
like
just
they
a
was
thought, of
acting to
course.
me.
Yeah, it's just my thought. So.
What about you, Marsha?
Well, I don't condone violence.
Right.
In no way.
I don't. And I also don't condone putting celebrities up on a pedestal so high that they're not able to be human.
Right.
So would this be as big of a deal had you walked over and slapped him?
Right.
Probably not.
That would have been a big deal in this room. But
I'm sure. I'm sure in this room.
It would have got serious in here probably.
But I just feel like clearly Will Smith bless his heart,
Mhm.
he's obviously going through something.
Yeah.
Not
that
condoning what he did.
Right,
I'm not.
right.
So, I mean, he's going to have to suffer the consequences of
Yeah.
slapping Chris Rock, whatever those are. And
I think the men you have is like the same thought pattern, because by you saying that, I was the first thing, that's what I was thinking about so much. And I was wanted to actually put it out there to it. I think Will is struggling with something. And I was
it's
talking to
obvious.
myself that
It's
we
obvious.
are worried about Chris Rock. I'm really concerned about Chris Rock. I know Chris Rock gonna be great, but is Will gonna be great? We need to. It's like somebody. I don't know if somebody already reached out to Will or anything like that, but I think he the one who needs help and someone to talk to. Because I think he's struggling and he's been struggling, and we don't want to lose a good black man like that. Because I think that he's having problems that anything can happen to him now.
well, I would like to be able to talk to Jada, because I think that a lot of what Will is going through is marital related.
Mhm.
And I believe that whatever it is that Jada is going through, it's negatively impacting the children and her husband. That's just what I think.
So what do you think is going on with Jada?
Oh, I don't know. But I would love just 5 minutes with her.
Mm.
I would.
I mean, I like to talk to Jada. I mean, I know there's something that's going on within that
something.
family.
It is.
And it's our business because we known them a long time, for years and stuff.
Woman.
Yeah.
Not what's wrong with you. What happened?
Yeah, what happened and what's
What
going
happened?
on within that,
Yeah,
within
what
there.
happened?
And
And then
then
their lives. I mean, we just can't imagine how those people live.
We can't.
I mean, they live on a whole different planet from us.
Scrutiny.
Yeah. I mean, like it's just different. It's just different worlds.
right. But something is going on in that world is so common in the same as what we go through every day too. They are normal people,
They are human.
human, to where they
But
not
people like us put them on pedestals
right.
to almost make them feel like they're not normal.
Right.
And then people were so quick to say they should take the Oscar back.
Which to me that
Why
didn't
would
make
you take back
right.
the Oscar.
That had nothing
If-
to do
If
with
he is due some consequences, then by all means.
right.
But he deserved
yeah.
that Oscar.
He earned that. He
Not
won
only
that.
Donald Trump grabbed women by the feet, and
Okay.
he remained in the White House.
Exactly.
So how dare
Exactly.
you talk about stripping
Take the
this
Oscar like
talented,
yeah. I was
dedicated
like, see-
black man his Oscar?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
That just like
But wait a minute, let me back you up there. Don't talk about Donald Trump grabbing those
sorry.
booties now.
Okay.
Because no, I'm just joking. No, because a lot of people would
Right.
say, no, I'm not a Donald Trump supporter, but I don't support him grabbing. I mean, a lot of men don't grab women by the coochie or whatever before. Sometime in their life.
really?
Sometime in their life, they grab something, and y'all allowed them to grab it, on a level. But this man was talking content of when he said that. I think he was talking in a fellow's environment of talking, and now they brought it out to everybody else. That's just what men talk about and joke about, and then they make it big headlines, grabbing women by the coochie or whatever, So
That was more than a headline.
I mean, because he was the president.
Well, no, he wasn't. No.
I mean, he was running for president.
His predatory, sexual, deviant, disrespectful, degrading, demoralizing ways. He's not talking about you and I. We know each other. We're in.
You think he talking about
sexually assault?
You think he
women.
actually walking up to women that he doesn't know
He does.
and doing that?
Yes.
I don't think that he doing that.
Yes, he does.
That's
Yes, he
impossible.
He called the first lady of the United States and news anchors. He said they look like apes. So where do you see respect for the female
Right.
in this man? Melania, he doesn't hold the umbrella or the door for her. I mean, no. We're all on the clearance rack as far as Donald Trump is concerned.
Yep.
And he promotes grabbing women by the pussy. He promotes it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about that. You know, people, I got a lot of this, you know, Donald Trump is like,
Oh my goodness.
hey, so do you think the country was ran pretty good when he was in office, or was it not? Y'all not Donald Trump fans
no.
at all.
I don't like talking politics. Like
All
politics
right.
and religion. I don't
Okay,
get
we
it.
ain't talking politics because he just a regular person
I'm
now.
just talking about a man.
Right.
Yeah,
And,
man
and the
wise.
fact that they allowed him to stay in the White
Right.
House.
Right.
So why are we going to strip Will Smith
Yeah.
of his Oscar?
I don't even see why they mentioned that, taking the
Like,
Oscar.
that was the first thing they said.
I know, the first thing.
Oh my God.
They had the poll on the news. Should he give up the Oscar? Should it be stripped? He get that based on his work. So
Right.
what does that have to do with now do what you gotta do with charging him or whatever? But the Oscar has nothing
They
to do
still
with that.
thinking about it now, as it's still they don't know what they're going to do yet. And even Chris Rock said that he's still processing this.
Well, why are they saying it was fake? I just, they showed it so they try to put a close up
look-
on
it
his
looks
face.
fake,
Yeah, and they showing
but-
and Chris Rock, they say he has some padded piece on his face right there where he was hit at.
Right.
So as if that was planned. So they put the camera up on that. People just doing all kinds of stuff now. So
Yeah,
I was like, oh, that is a
people
pad.
gonna run with it now. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
But
People run
they
with
just probably
things
did
now.
that person that was
Yeah.
showing it that particular
Yeah,
time.
they're gonna run with it, they're gonna play with it and all that. But it's hard to say. Some one side of me, a percent of me say that it was staged, and then another said it looks like it was real. To me.
Then Will,
it's
it's
a
like
real
when Will walked
situation.
away, he was smirking and like kind of
Yeah, I
laughing.
thought it was funny. Somebody else said that too. Say, hey, if you went up there, slapped somebody, and they ain't do nothing, you would laugh too. But
It's just.
okay, this is another thing. Another guy came up with this issue with that. This point he made. Do you think that that's what he called it simping? I don't know if y'all know what simping is.
I'm not sure.
When women basically put a battery in a man's back to make them go do something, that's called simping. And to where do you think Jada put that battery in Will's back for him to go up there and smack Chris?
I really don't know, but I do believe from watching her gestures and body language and face expressions, I do feel like he was impacted by seeing the humiliation
Right.
and anguish that she was going
And
through.
and that's what I want to basically touch on for a second with our black women. With simping and you basically black women basically getting their men to go do things out of anger or whatever. Like, men always fight for women a lot of times. Men will fight if you say I don't like that nigga, I'm gonna go smack that nigga. And by him being so in love with you and infatuated by you, he will go and smack this dude and he would have no problem. That dude really didn't have no problem with him. And sometimes in them situations, men get killed over situations for a female pumping them up to go do something you shouldn't do. So as y'all being in the young women's lives and educating them, we have to educate our women to get them to stop putting batteries in men back and getting them to go do things like that. Because if you love that guy or if you care about that guy, it's possible that he might not be coming home or something, on all because of you sent him out there to do stuff. So I think we need to correct the situation on, or just address that situation. amongst our women to let them know that that's not a good thing to pump no man up or to get some man to go handle some business that don't need to be handled or that can be dealt with in a different way.
I agree, but I believe that that doesn't rest solely with the woman because I'm infatuated with the man in my life, and God knows I will do anything for him.
Mhm.
However, he can't put no battery
Mm-hmm.
in my back. He
Right.
can't. And so, if there are men out here who have experienced a woman putting a battery in their back, simping, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Then that's indicative of a deeper issue, as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
So the
that
mentors,
man have a problem deeper than just that woman telling him to go do that.
sounds like some attachment issues to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's understandable, and that's definitely, I definitely can understand that,
Mhm.
and that gives you definitely another point of view on that, because I hear that a lot, So I mean, lately I've been hearing that a lot. This podcast have been talking about that a lot.
Mhm.
Women getting men to go do things, and it's a lot of times that's vice versa where women going to do things for
For men,
men,
yeah.
like holding their drugs, getting on
Their
planes
guns.
and
Mhm.
guns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's all rolls together.
Mhm.
But a lot of times, a lot of our men has been getting killed in the past on situations like that. for
We
no
talked
reason.
about it. Tanya and I talk about it all the time.
Mhm.
Right.
That a lot of these situations that end in homicide and assault and stuff, a lot of times women are at the center.
Right.
They're at the center of it.
Mhm.
They're orchestrating a lot of it.
Mhm.
They're setting people up.
Yeah.
They're doing all of that. So this is a human issue. It's not a
Right.
man issue or a woman issue.
Right.
You know?
Mhm.
Yeah, women they're just not getting caught or going to jail.
Right.
Like,
Right.
yeah.
And they skating away
Yeah.
free
Setting up the next man.
Yeah.
on the
Going
next
to the next
situation.
one. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That happens a lot. And
Oh,
we
yeah.
gotta just, we gotta, have these discussions about that, and
Mhm.
get, deeper on both ends,
Mhm.
And really, just keep on discussing stuff like that so we can educate our women on different things and stuff. And educate our men on the same thing, not to let nobody put a battery in your back.
Right.
And for women, don't let a man put a battery in your back to go do things.
And we
If
need
you
to
know,
think.
yeah, right from wrong.
Right.
And we have to really realize what's right and what's wrong in the situation and understand it. It's okay to tell her, oh no, I ain't gonna fight this dude for that, And what did he do? He just he just called you a name or something. That's not no reason to go fight or kill nobody.
Right.
So we just gotta just let that be known and
Right.
stuff like that
Right.
and everything. So that's a good thing, So I just really appreciate y'all young ladies for coming out tonight.
So did I speak about the open house?
No.
Oh yeah, did I supposed to
Okay.
put that flyer up there? You on top of things. I mean, I because I was trying to.
Thanks to my
I had got
partner
another.
keeping me.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
I had got I had got that text, and when I was trying to send it, and then somebody sent something that was disturbing to me, and then it's even back. But I was trying to get that sent to him right now, so we can post that, so we can know about the open house is
Yeah.
happening.
And then
and
I wanted to
everything.
say, I just wanted to make, something briefly, like to the parents that may be listening, because this, when I first, the open house was first, when did we try to do it back in December, but we didn't get a turnout. So, I just, in hopes this time, I'm sure it would be better probably because I'm going through the school and the principal is reaching out to the parents. But just if a lot of the parents are listening that have children, young children, just to really be your child's cheerleader, show a lot of interest in your child's education. And and not to say that the kids are not already getting, a lot of what they need, but I mean, it's never too much. And if there are programs out here that's willing to help assist your child, support the programs. It's not costing you nothing. All we need is for your child, to come, to show up, and we'll be there,
Right.
ready, willing, and able to assist.
Absolutely. And seeking help does not diminish who you are
Exactly.
as a parent.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's up there. Excellent investments, so make sure y'all show up for the open house. As Tanya said, it's going to be a lot of good stuff going on that day and everything. And I can't see up there. I have bad eyes, but you just explained everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
And the first 4 youth to arrive, they're going to get $25 gift cards.
Yeah.
We're going to have refreshments and snacks.
Right.
So be early.
Wasn't that up there?
It is.
Yes, it's up
It's
there.
on there.
She just reading it.
It's going across. It's up there.
Oh no, it's shaded. It's shaded now at the bottom. I thought it was on the
But it
flyer.
was on the screen just now, though.
It was?
First 4 people.
Oh.
Yeah, it was there.
Okay. And not for people, like it's
For
per family, not
Right.
one parent come in with 4 kids.
No, right.
Not
Not like per family.
Yeah, one per family.
Yes.
So yeah. And that's thanks to Building Bridges for
Okay.
getting that opportunity to
Definitely.
offer that. Yeah. So hopefully the turnout is good and people will come and hear what.
And when y'all
program-
show up, make sure y'all say y'all saw them. Y'all heard about it on the Peep This podcast.
Peep This podcast.
Because I just like to
Peep
let
This
them know,
podcast.
when
Yeah.
y'all heard it and when they
Yeah.
got there, say, well, we saw
Yeah.
you on the Peep This podcast, so we thought we'd come out and support you,
Yep.
and stuff. So
Yep.
that'd be definitely great.
Thank you
know,
so much.
And even if you go to the, event that Building Bridges is having,
Mhm.
mention that you saw them on the Peep This podcast. And as they have more events coming up and stuff, that y'all always welcome to come on here and talk about what's going on, and
Thank
and so we can get it out there. And hopefully, like O was saying, that we have how many countries we in? 280. So we
80
all the way
countries.
around,
Wow.
and we getting, we growing and
Is that
growing
for
every
real?
day. Yeah, that
Oh.
is real. But we got to build here. We around the world, people watching, but we need our people right here that's gonna come up to the events
support.
to
Yeah.
support. We need them to come up
We
here.
need people's
today.
support.
So definitely,
and we need them to focus on the content, not us.
Right.
The
Thank
mission, the
mission.
content.
And
Yes.
follow us on Facebook, Building
Yeah.
Bridges Foundation, Marsha Woodland on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Definitely. And what's your Facebook?
No, if they
She's on
follow
Building
her,
Bridges.
I'm
Okay.
with her.
The
Yeah.
initiative is under Building
Yeah.
Bridges.
Okay.
Anything time she say hers,
Okay.
I'm
Definitely.
there.
Building Bridges. Make sure y'all follow Building Bridges on
Follow
Facebook.
Building Bridges on
And
Facebook. Yeah.
That'd be good.
Thank you.
All right. I really appreciate y'all for coming on the Peep This podcast.
Thank you.
And I'd like to thank everybody for joining us tonight and sitting around kicking it with us. We talked about a little this and a little of that, So I think it's a great program, and I want everybody to like the video. Definitely subscribe to the Underground Lab YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? So definitely go subscribe. If you're on here watching, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the alert button. Make sure you, I guess it's a donation thing on there for the channel and everything. Hit the donation button or whatever, and keep supporting. And we have a whole lot more to come on the Peep This podcast. All right. I'd like to thank y'all, and we go ahead and sign off right now. All right. Thank y'all so much.